If I were to show you two clips and ask you which one you thought was more entertaining, which one would you choose?
Here, no, let me help. Man's gotta do it. Ah!
Are you okay?
Okay.
Allow me.
You should see me in the library.
I got a wife. Had a wife. Have a wife.
If you picked the second clip, I would strongly agree with you. This clip is from the movie The Shining and is directed by Stanley Kubrick, one of the best directors of all time. Stanley Kubrick was born on January 26, 1928 and grew up in a Jewish family. Stanley had a love for film growing up and wanted to make a film version of the poem Iliad after he graduated high school. After finding out it would cost around $40,000 just to make the short film, he then decided to work on some short documentaries instead and raise money for himself. His stuff started to get recognized by friends and family, slowly making enough money to start a film called Fear and Desire that ended up being a commercial failure, but it gained a few positive reviews, with one of them being the New York Times. Following after, Kubrick wanted to make a boxing film called Killer's Kiss, which was a success on release and got attention from Hollywood. One of the films he would end up creating was the movie adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining, and is called one of the most terrifying films ever made. I can go into lots of detail on why it is so scary and why everything works, but for this, I am only going to be focusing on the cinematography and why it works so incredibly well with this movie. One example is that the movie was shot with an 18mm lens, which makes the Overlook Hotel look huge in comparison to the actors, constantly retelling the audience that these characters are alone and isolated from society. This also gives the environment and the characters an eerie look and feel towards it. Another good example is the tension The Shining brings and how it does it with good camera and object placement. In most horror movies, we usually witness the scare at the same time as the character, but in The Shining, the characters notice something before we do, giving these small moments of dread to the viewer. Watch this clip, for example. This clip is a good example of leaving wonder and tension in the movie. It leaves you with lots of questions like, where'd the ball come from? Who did it? What do they want? And The Shining has a lot of these types of techniques throughout the film. Going off track, another great example of this comes from the first Halo game, Halo Combat Evolved, with the beginning of the second mission when you land on the Halo ring. When you step out of your escape pod, your eye catches part of the ring in the sky, but is blocked by parts of the environment, but still encourages you to keep following the ring up. You would then turn around to get a better look and are presented with an amazing view of the ring, and it goes out for miles, leaving you with wonder and mystery of this world. In conclusion, Kubrick has created something special, and though there are many more ways he does cinematography well, we would be here for quite a while, and I'm trying to contain this to 5 minutes. To whoever's watching and listening, I would like to say thank you for your time, and well, have a good day. Stay healthy.